All right, class, Mr. Cooper here. We are on Module 3, Lesson 2. We're doing the problem set, so let's go ahead and get started. So this says, show each expression on a number line and then solve. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing a number line, and then we're going to be showing how we solve that, the problem on a number line. So let's look at A real quick. It says 2/5 plus 1/5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my number line. All right. And I'm counting by fifths, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to give myself some space for adding. So this is going to be 0/5. And then what I can do, I don't have to label every single one of these, but now that I've marked it, I do need to count. So where would we're starting with 2/5 right here. So this would be 0/5, 1/5, 2/5, right? 2/5 is where I'm starting. Now, I'm going to add 1/5. So adding does what? Which direction does adding on a number line take you? Right, it goes to the right. Okay, so when we add a number, it's going to move over to the right, and we're moving 1/5, so one spot over. So we go right there to the 3/5, right? And so I could write 2/5 plus 1/5 equals 3/5. That's how we show our work using a number line. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pause the video, and you're going to do B, C, and D by yourself. Notice real quick over here with D, you're going to have to multiply. Remember, we only multiply the top number, 2 times 3. And your answer is going to be more than 1, right? So you're going to have to draw a number line that goes past 1. That's all the hints I'm going to give for you. Go ahead and try doing this problem, B, C, and D by yourself, and I'll have the answers up in 3, 2, 1. So here we have our answers for B, C, and D. Right, we see right here you should have gotten 3/3, which is equal to 1. Over here, we got 3/10 plus 3/10 plus 3/10. Well, 3 plus 3 plus 3 gives me 9. The 10th stays the same, so I drew mine down here. I stopped 1 short of 10/10, right? Because that would be 1. We don't have 10/10, we have 9/10. This one, remember, I got 2 times 3/4 is going to give me 6/4, plus 1/4 is going to give me 7/4. Now 7/4, when your number on top is bigger than the number on bottom, you got to simplify, which means you have 1 whole and then some change left over. So I can change that from 7/4 to 1 plus 3/4, right? Because that's the same thing as 7/4, and that's going to be 1 3/4, right? Kiss your brain if you got all of that right. So let's look at number 2. Express each fraction as the sum of 2 or 3 equal fractional parts. Rewrite each as a multiplication equation. And it says show part A on a number line. So this might seem a little intimidating, but let's take it piece by piece. It says express each fraction as the sum of 2 or 3 equal fractional parts. What does the sum mean? Well, the sum is an answer of an addition problem. So what it wants us to do is rewrite this as an addition problem. 6, 7. So how do I do that? Well, it will also wants them to be equal fractional parts. So that means I'm going to add something that's the same thing of itself to get to this. So what do I mean by that, Mr. Cooper? Well, what number plus itself is going to give me 6? Well, I know 3 plus itself, 3, gives me 6. And then I'm going to keep my denominator the same, 3/7 plus 3/7. So I know that 6/7 is equal to 3/7 plus 3/7. See, it was worded weird, but when you think about it, it's really, really simple what it's asking us to do. And then it tells us to rewrite each as a multiplication equation. So how do I write this as a multiplication problem? I don't just write 3/7 times 3/7, right? It's not the same thing. What I have is I have 1, 2 groups of 3/7, right? So how do I express that? Well, I would write that, let me zoom in again, equals 2 times 3/7, right? So first, I change this to an addition problem of equal parts, and then I changed the addition problem, and I wrote it as a multiplication problem. I have 1, 2, that's where I got the 2 from, and then 3/7. And then it says it wants you to do number 1 with a number line. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll draw a number line right here. And it's going to go in each direction. So I have my 0. And then we're dealing with 7ths. And it's less than 1 because it's 6/7. 7/7 would be 1. So I'll put that all the way here at the end. There's my 1. That's the same as 7/7. Over here is 0/7. Get your number line set up. If you need to pause to get caught up, then that's what you need to do. And then since there's 7, I need there to be, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was pretty good. I guessed it. And that was pretty much on point. And then this would be 7/7. So how do I write that? Well, I have, I'm going from 1, 2, 3 is my starting point, 3/7. So I'm going from here to 3/7. And then I'm adding another 3/7. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Another 3. And that gives me 6/7. So it's asking for a lot of parts, but it's not that bad. I'm going to do, since it's a little different, I'm going to do B for you real quick, just to show you again what we're doing. And then you're going to do C and D by yourself. So remember, it says express each fraction as the sum of 2 or 3 equal fractional parts. So basically, I'm going to divide this top number either by 2 equal parts or 3 equal parts. So 9 halves. 9 is an odd number, so I'm going to divide it by 3, right? What does that give me? How could I express 9 halves as 2 or 3 equal parts? Well, I know that 3 plus 3 plus 3 gives me 9. I'm only dealing with either breaking it up into groups of 2. So I'm going to have like 2 addition or 3 addition. They're going to be equal parts, right? So 3 plus 3 plus 3 gives me 9. And all of those are going to be halves. 3 halves plus 3 halves plus 3 halves equals 9 halves. Okay, now how do I write that as a multiplication problem? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3 groups of 3 halves. Right, so I'm writing it as an addition problem of equal parts. What do I mean by equal? Whatever I'm adding together, they're all going to be the same, right? These are all 3.5. So over here we had all 3/7, right? That's what's equal about them. And I'm either going to do it 2 or 3 times. And then I'm going to get a multiplication problem like that. So I only had to do A on a number line. I don't have to do number lines for any more of these. So go ahead and try to do C and D by yourself. And I'll have the answers pop up in 3, 2, 1. So here I have my answers. You should have gotten 4/10 plus 4/10 plus 4/10. There's 1, 2, 3 times 4/10. And then over here would be 9/5 plus 9/5 plus 9/5 gives you 3 and 9. 3 times 9/5. Kiss your brain if you got them all right. So, let's zoom in here. It says express each of the following as the sum of a whole number and a fraction. Show parts C and D on number lines. So, well, kind of the same thing, but a little bit different. We're not doing equal parts anymore. We're showing it as the sum, so it is going to be still going to be addition of a whole number and a fraction. Well, what do they mean by that? Let's look closer at A and talk about it. What do we notice about A? A is 9/7, and my number on the top is bigger than my number on the bottom, which means I can change this into a group of, I can break it up into a group of ones and then have some left over. Think of it almost like coins for money, right? If I had 7 quarters, I could take 4 of those quarters and turn them into a $1 bill. And then I have 3 quarters left over. That's not enough to make another dollar, but I have $1.75. I'm kind of doing the same thing right here. I'm taking a fraction, an improper fraction, and I'm going to have more, some ones there and then some left over that's still going to be written as a fraction. So the way that I do this is I ask myself, how many times does 7 fit into 9? Well, at least one time. Would it fit 2 times? Well, 7 times 2 is 14, so that is too much. So it's going to be 1, right? And then how much left over? Well, in terms of sevenths, 1 is equal to 7/7, right? So 7/7 would be the same as 1. And then I would have 2/7 left over, right? So I'm actually going to erase this. I'm going to write this as 7/7 plus 2/7. And that 7/7 is the same as 1 plus 2/7. And then when it's like that, I can just bring them together into 1 and 2/7. So the first thing that we're doing is we're getting a 1 by itself, and I do that by making the fraction the same on the top and the bottom. And then I figure out whatever's left over. So I have 9/7. That means I have a 7 there. I need to have 7/7. And that's going to give me a 1. And then 7 plus 2 gives me 9. Now remember, this only works if your number on top is bigger than the number on bottom, which A, B, C, and D are all going to be that way. So I'm going to release you to try to do these by yourself. Remember, it says to show parts C and D on number lines. Go ahead and pause this video, and I'll have the answers pop up in 3, 2, 1. So here we have our answers. Should have gotten 4 1/2, 4 4/7, 2 6/9. Kiss your brain if you got it right. If you didn't get it right, pause the video and check your answers. See, and start at the problem and then keep going and see where you did something differently. Okay? Otherwise, we're going to keep moving. Number 4 says, Maricela cut 4 equivalent lengths of ribbon. Each was 5/8 of a yard long. How many yards of ribbon did she cut? Express your answer as the sum of a whole number and the remaining fractional units. Draw a number line to represent the problem. Okay, so let's think about this. I'm going to get you started, and then you're going to do the rest by yourself. Maricela cut 4 equivalent lengths of ribbon. So I know, and then let's keep reading first. Each was 5/8 of a yard long. So I got 4 equivalent lengths. That's the same. If I've got 4 of the same thing, that means I can times them. So I've got 4 times what? Each was 5/8 of a yard long. So we have 4 times 5/8. How many yards of ribbon did she cut? Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. Go ahead and see if you can solve the rest by yourself, and I'll have the answers pop up in 3, 2, 1. So your answer should be Maricella's ribbon was 2 4/8 yards long. In case your brain, if you got it right. If you didn't, check the work. Other than that, we're all done. Do not get started on the exit ticket. We're going to do it as a class together at the end. Go ahead and do whatever work Mr. Cooper has up on the board for you.